It's been a while since we've talked about Elias Pettersson, and recently that hasn't really been that much of a surprise. I mean, the Olympics are going on, and he didn't make that team, and the Vox show, they've been playing CHL games, so a lot of their goals and all that doesn't really contribute to the SHL standings, but earlier today, Elias Pettersson was playing for the Lakers in an SHL game against the Djurgården, and in this game he got himself 2 goals. And this was an SHL game, so he's up to 15 goals on the SHL season. If you take a look at his game log, he had 2 goals and 0 assists in today's game against the Djurgården, and 2 days ago against the Mora IK, he got himself 2 points in there as well. So 4 points in the last 2 games, that's good enough to put Elias Pettersson back over at 40 points in the SHL season. If you want to take a look at where that stands with the rest of the league, Pettersson right now is tied for 5th with 7 games less played than the guy he is tied with. The only guys that have more points than him are Ryan Latch, Joachim Lidstrom, Par Lindholm, who is a free agent that we might sign, or some other teams might sign, and Johan Rhino. All these guys are at 42, 42, 44, and 46 points. Pettersson's down there at 40, but in terms of points per game, he blows them all out of the water. So, on the most recent broadcast on the SHL, they put up a graphic talking about junior talent. Young guys in their junior seasons in the SHL, I believe is what it was talking about, and it restricts the domain only to guys playing in the 2000s, so we don't got Forsberg or really the Sedins because their first years in the SHL weren't really in the 2000s, but Elias Pettersson leads the charge in this one in terms of SHL total points in games played. He's first on this list that they put up, saying that he has 40 points in 32 games. The guy that he is tied with in terms of points is none other than the Washington Capitals all-star one-time franchise-defining centerman Nicklas Backstrom with 40 points in 45 games. Absolutely elite player playing alongside the franchise player Ovechkin. I didn't say that Backstrom is a franchise player himself. I said that he was a franchise-defining center. I believe that he is 100% elite, not necessarily franchise, but on the team that he was playing for, under his circumstances, he was a franchise-defining center. You can argue that he still is. And Backstrom, obviously, everyone knows that Backstrom is probably one of the most underrated players in the league just because of the fact that he's always being the guy who allows Ovi to get his goals. So, what does this mean? It means that in 13 fewer games, Elias Pettersson has tied Nicklas Backstrom in total points. Go down this list, there are some good guys on here. Johan Larsson didn't necessarily have the best NHL career. Patrick Hornqvist on here, he's had a really strong career despite being the last pick of the 2005 draft. Marcus Kruger is on here. He's a player who actually does make a difference whenever he's on the ice. Elias Lindholm is here. I think he's going to become a great player. Lars Eller, you all know that he's been okay, come see, come saw, a little bit better leaning towards the end of his career. And Magnus Pajarvi, who was just claimed off of waivers. But nevertheless, 1 and 2 are still very strong picks. Pettersson, of course, and Nicklas Backstrom, who I already talked about him, man. He's a franchise-defining centerman playing alongside of a franchise Ovechkin. So, right here, this really is just another staple. Elias Pettersson, he's so good, and he's so shifty too. If you take a look at some of the goals that he scored recently, a lot of them are just shifty. A lot of either snipes, just pure one-timers on that circle, or he finds his way through some people and he shoves it in. The shiftiness doesn't stop there, though, because he does get really good assists with his shiftiness as well. It's awesome to watch, guys. I think you guys all saw that during the World Juniors, but we won't see that during the Olympics because he wasn't taken. However, I saw a few arguments talking about how he's not taken because he's too small and he gets shoved off of the puck easily and yada yada yada. That makes sense. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that they wouldn't want to choose him because he's small, he's light, he's easy to shove off the puck. If any big, strong men on the other team come over to Elias Pettersson as he's doing his shifty dangles and whatnot, they could easily just shove him over and he's done. That's it. That's the end of the play. I understand that. But the thing is, you're not gonna not take a guy like Johnny Gaudreau on America, just because he's small and easy to shove off the puck. And don't give me that Johnny Gaudreau is way more shifty than Elias Pettersson, so he can avoid that. No. Johnny Gaudreau's weight and height literally means that he is as easy, if not easier, to shove off of the puck than an Elias Pettersson at his weight and height. You won't not take a Gaudreau on Team USA just because he's small. If he's good at putting the puck in the back of the net, then you take him. That's the argument I wanted to put up. This guy genuinely deserved to be on the team that defines the best Swedish players in the world. Because he, by definition, under points per game, under success, under age, under projected success, which is being blown out of the water because his success right now is so good, he is one of the better Swedish players in the world. You could say that. And just because he's small and hard to shove off the puck, it doesn't mean that you don't take him on your Olympic team, because he's still having success in the SHL. The fact that he is small and easy to shove off the puck doesn't mean that he's not able to get points. It doesn't mean that he's not able to do what he's supposed to do. And I understand that, oh, it's because they don't want to take that risk, because he might potentially be a defensive liability because of how easy he is to shove off the puck. If somebody comes over, shoves him off, that's the end of the play. That's it. It's going to happen a few times if you play this player like a star player. But you could still say the argument for Gaudreau. You're not going to not take Gaudreau because he's small. And even though Gaudreau is genuinely one of the best players in the world in the NHL, you still take him even though he's small. And there's no need to get all in a fuss about me comparing Gaudreau to Pettersson for this year's Olympics. And the reason for that is because this year's Olympics doesn't have NHL players, which means that the competition is literally below any Olympic competition that we've had in the past few years. And if you had an NHL Olympic roster today, Gaudreau would definitely be on there. So if we take everything, all the players, and take them all a step down, we're playing with KHL guys, SHL guys, Liga guys, NLA guys, Czech League guys. We're playing with all these guys, then that means that Pettersson is one of the best players in this selection of players. Which is why I strongly believe he should have made the team. So regardless, that's a story for another day. Elias Pettersson, he's better than Backstrom. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about what Nicklas Backstrom means to the Capitals, because obviously Backstrom is one of the best Capitals players of all time. And you can't call me wrong if I say that. So what has he done? Nicklas Backstrom has had a career where he spent the majority of his time setting up Alex Ovechkin. And he's always been a good point getter, good assist playmaker, because of the fact that he's playing with talented players as Ovechkin, and the fact that he's also extremely talented himself. He's been kind of moving up and down lately with Kuznetsov in that role, but regardless, the majority of Alex Ovechkin's career success has been assisted by Nicklas Backstrom. And I'm not going to say that, oh, Backstrom's only good because he played with Ovechkin. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Backstrom is as good as a player needs to be if they want to compete and stay with Ovechkin. And what is Ovechkin? He's a powerful sniper. He can stay there, stand there on the power play, that one spot, pass it over to him, one-timer, it's in the net, boom. He's strong, he's big, and he's a Russian powerhouse. Who else do we have on our team that is an absolute sniper? That won't be as good as Ovechkin, but who do we have on our team that is an absolute sniper? That is Brock Boeser. Ooh, interesting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Brock Boeser will be the next Alex Ovechkin. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that in terms of being able to snipe the puck, it's almost similar. And if we have a guy like Elias Pettersson getting tons and tons of assists, as he has been in the SHL, feeding a guy like Brock Boeser, it could very well be as effective as a Backstrom and Ovechkin pairing, let's say 7 years down the line in their primes. And that is scary. And it's not even that Elias Pettersson is only a passer. He can shoot too. His shot is very good. A lot of his goals have been that one-timing spot on that right circle on the power play. And that's going to be good to watch too. You saw it during the World Juniors. You saw it during a lot of the SHL highlights that have been posted all over Twitter and Reddit and all that. He's good. And it just really makes me happy, the fact that Jim Benning and Trevor Linden, they were always hyping up Pettersson, and they were always saying, hinting at, oh, if we had first overall, we still would have taken Pettersson. And this guy was supposed to go like 9th. Really? Man, NHL scouting is whack at times, and it just goes to show how, when was the draft, like April or something? It just goes to show how 8 months down the line you can really see where players are and where their skill levels are at. Should Elias Pettersson have been drafted 5th overall? I have no idea. But I don't care where he was drafted, because he's ours now. And right now, he is at a point where he is better than Nicklas Backstrom with 13 games less. That's incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. To reply to national shows like that, stress and gaming, and bye.